It's that time of the year once again, Tokyo Game Show 2015! And we're seeing all the big-time publishers and developers in Japan hawk their wares and showcase to the world all of their upcoming franchises, all the continued franchises, game after game, footage after footage, and it's fucking amazing. One of those companies? Motherfucking Capcom, of course, one of the biggest publishers and developers in Japan. And celebrating the 20th anniversary of Resident Evil. So, we got 20 years of survival horror. Thanks to Resident Evil and Silent Hill, the fucking genre blew the fuck up. Hell, this generation right now is one of the best for the genre. So we're seeing a continuation of the Resident Evil franchise with the announcement of Resident Evil Umbrella Corps. And I saw this and I was just like, holy fuck, has my dream finally come true? We'll have a game where I'm running around as Hunk finally. Oh man, it's gonna be so badass. We can see the real corrupt inner workings of a shady ass pharmaceutical, fucking air quotes here, organization known as Umbrella, with all their biological weapons and shit. And you have an anti-hero of sorts within Hunk, and Hunk's just running around doing his fucking thing. We'll get to see all the different characters that work within the company, all the different characters that we know outside of that within the Resident Evil universe, and oh man, it'd be so fucking great. It could actually go through an entire timeline of things, beat the game, unlock Tofu, have his own story. This shit can be ridiculous. Oh, I can't wait. A true survival horror game where you're running around as long. That sounds so fucking badass. It's a follow-up to Operation Raccoon City. So, my gore boner went from completely erect and looking like it could actually be the tip of Mount Everest down to a limp fucking pebble that was absolutely fucking pathetic and couldn't even be skipped over goddamn water. Why? I thought, why? I didn't really like Operation Raccoon City whatsoever. The concept of it and the idea behind it, not all that bad, and I get it. Whenever you have all these offshoot titles and side stories and all that other fucking stuff, you know, you're going to start experimenting with tons of different shit using Resident Evil lore. Umbrella Chronicles, Darkside Chronicles, Resident Evil Revelations 1, Revelation 2. I mean, there's so damn many Resident Evil Survivor, like, there's tons upon tons out there. You know, I would like a actual follow-up to the Outbreak series, because that's more like an online Resident Evil game that I think that they should be doing, but we're going to be getting this. I checked out the footage of it and I watched the trailer. I've watched it several times now. And they have this big time focus on PvP, just player versus player and team versus team. And it didn't feel like a horror game at all anymore. You know, sure, there was a couple monsters who had showed up here and there, but they looked like fodder, if anything. You know, they didn't seem like actual horrific abominations who pose some kind of a threat. Everybody's lobbing grenades and RPGs and fucking round after round. It didn't seem like they could ever be scary. And it was all about just fighting other people, and their big-time central focus going online and competitive, and I don't give a shit at all. I can't. I'm just not that kind of person. When I think of Resident Evil, I don't think of that. Again, comparably, look at all the other titles that I mentioned before. Do I really think of an on-rail shooter when I think of Resident Evil? No, I don't, but that felt more like Resident Evil than Operation Raccoon City. Doesn't help that that game was not made all that well. And I'm talking from all the fucking bugs and glitches to the control to just overall wasn't that fun. And I know that there's a lot of fans of it out there. I mean, the game fucking sold well enough to warrant this. And that's something that most people are like, why the fuck would they do it? They sold almost 2 million copies of Operation Raccoon City. That's fucking mind-boggling. And over 1 million of them were here in North America, so no fucking shit, Sherlock. They're gonna be following up on that. And I don't know if it's the same exact development team that they had from Operation Raccoon City that's gonna be working on this, because if it is, then that just makes me kind of worried about whatever foreseeable future that this game could have as being successful. Because Operation Raccoon City was fucking critically panned by all the major outlets and fans alike. That's just a fucking undeniable fact. Numbers don't lie, and all you have to do is go and open a different tab and fucking look for yourself if you're suddenly like, I'm gonna call that into question because I liked it a lot. Let's see. I think Alpha's oh, fuck me, running. That's... wow. Okay. Fine. Fuck all you then! So, yeah, Umbrella Corps, does it look like it could be a good little third-person slash first-person shooter, action fest, whatever the fuck you want to go and call it. Yeah, I guess. Does it look like a good Resident Evil? No, it doesn't. And before somebody, oh well, it's not like one of the main installments in the series. Don't give a fuck, man. It has the name in it. What it could have been and what it turned out to be, two completely different things. All of my dreams just went nowhere. We're getting Resident Evil 2 Remake, and I'm fucking happy for that. And I love this big upswing that Capcom's on. And this, just not my bag. Not something I'm really into. I want a horror game, okay? If I want something that's real action intense and multiplayer and all that other fucking shit that I'm gonna be playing with other people, then I'll play Left 4 Dead or the Zombies mode from Call of Duty. And I get that that's probably the crowd that you were going for, but the actual Resident Evil fanbase celebrating the 20th anniversary of this franchise, you should have stuck with a horror game. Trust me, it would have worked out a whole lot better. But what the fuck can you do? Hey, this game might actually turn out to be one of the best things ever, despite the fact that I'm being kind of a fucking stick in the mud, and I already get that. I am a naysayer about this, but I have every single fucking right to be a naysayer about this, considering that this isn't exactly my kind of a genre. The super ultra action shoot fucking everything. I don't give a fuck about that. I want a horror game. That's why I like horror games. You know, that's... I don't know how else to fucking explain it, because I've already fucking explained it! So, anyway, opinions and thoughts and feelings on Umbrella Corps? You excited, or you don't give a shit like me and you were hoping for something a little bit better than this? So, hopefully we end up seeing some better shit out of this 20th anniversary of Resident Evil, considering it's 2 fucking decades of one of the best goddamn franchises known to man, at least for somebody like me. Anyway, this is AlphaOmegaSin, as always, nerds, nerdettes, and gamers game the fuck on!